Hey, welcome to the Oakley Podcast, Trucking Business and Family. My name's Jeremy Kellett. I'm Director of Recruiting here at Oakley Trucking, and I'm your host for this podcast. On this episode, I sat down with our new sponsor, Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer, David Dunn and his son Nathan, and we had a good conversation about being a sponsor for the Oakley Podcast and what that entails, but also, to hear their story, their history, what they offer as a dealership, from wheel seals to engine rebuilds to all sorts of things, and we get into that a little bit for sure. We also have a lot in common. The biggest thing about them that I like is they're a family-owned business. And here at Oakley, we know about being family-owned because we are too. So we have that relationship. And they're just super excited about being a sponsor. I feel like, by talking to these guys, and of course, knew them a little bit before. Our owner-operators have been using them, but that's how we heard about them, actually. But just as I sat down and talked with these guys, you can tell that they're interested in the owner-operator being successful. They're really geared to getting you, in and out of the shop, back on the road and making money. And you'll hear them talk a little bit about that in this episode because it was, it's really good. They just seem like great people, good operation, and we want to help them, but most of all, we want to help you guys. Our owner-operators here, I want you to know I take it very serious on who our sponsor is. It's because I want it to be a benefit to our owner-operators. That's what it's all about, and we got to have people in the same mind frame that want you to be successful. So that's who we look for as a sponsor. So Aero Truck Sales, Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer, we feel like these two are really good sponsors for the podcast, and I hope you enjoy it. Give me your feedback now when you have experiences with either one of our sponsors. We need the feedback for sure so we can evaluate. Other things is like, subscribe. Our social media is so good, and it just keeps getting better, and we do that because we want our audience to be able to relate to us and learn about Oakley Trucking through our social media, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok. I mean, we want you to be able to understand what kind of company we are here, and that's why we do such a good job. Annabelle does a good job on being able to relate that to all our listeners. So, but the best thing is to share it with somebody. Tell somebody about it. You actually hit that share button and send them the link, to the YouTube so they can watch the podcast. That really helps a lot. I was talking to my friend Chris Jones this past weekend, and he walks every morning and he listens to the new episode. He'll listen to an episode of the Oakley Podcast, and he said he likes it because that's about how long he walks, 45 minutes, some 50 minutes. So he likes that and enjoys that, and I appreciate that and everybody doing that. So, hey, let's get to this episode and let's talk about Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer.
Hey, I'm David Dunn with Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer, Arkansas's highest rated, locally owned, and family operated heavy and medium duty diesel repair and service. Certified technicians with the latest computer diagnostics to repair everything from Fords to Freightliners, specializing in suspensions, transmissions, brakes, after-treatment systems, and complete engine rebuilds. Tired of paying high dealership prices with long wait times? Let Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer get your truck back on the road where it belongs.
I'm with our new sponsor, Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer Repair Shop out of North Little Rock, Arkansas, and I'm excited to introduce these guys to our listeners because I know our listeners know this real well. Oakley tries real hard to find good companies to help our owner-operators be successful. And we whether it's Aero or Lube Zone or just the other people that we recommend that we have relationships with all around, I mean, we try not to send our owner-operators to anybody that's not going to take care of them because it is it's something that there's not a lot of people in the trucking business that wants to help a truck driver succeed, but I'm telling you, we have found them here with Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer, and excited to announce they're our new sponsor. So we're going to have these guys around quite a bit. You're going to be hearing quite a bit from them. So David Dunn, Nathan Dunn, appreciate you guys sponsoring Oakley Podcast.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Again, I'm David. This is Nathan.
Nathan, we're really excited to be here.
Yeah. I'm excited too, just learning a little bit. I mean, you're right down the road from us, and we haven't created this relationship. You know, I don't know why it's taking us so long, but hey, that's part of it.
I see your trucks getting on the interstate at our exit 7 off I-440 hundreds of times a day.
Yeah.
You're right there. I think we got to be one of the closest, if not the closest, repair shop to your facility here. Yep. Like we were talking earlier, we're a family-run business. My wife does the books. My son is a service manager, and I like to think he's the best service manager in the state of Arkansas. I had to hire him away from Peterbilt up in northwest Arkansas to get him to come to work for me. We got a great group of guys. We got 19 bays.
Good.
We got 12 mechanics now, and I believe we're the largest independent repair shop in Arkansas. But
Definitely Central Arkansas.
Definitely Central Arkansas. So when I say independent, I mean we're not affiliated with any major dealer group. So we can work on anything from Freightliner to Kenworth to Mack, International. We've got the computer software, the same level, dealer level technical support that the big dealers have. And so we're trying to fill that niche of having the same quality mechanics, the same quality atmosphere that you would get at a dealership, but with the feel of working with somebody that is a mom and pop still, that cares about their customers and will be there to develop long-term relationships.
Now, you guys, first you, David, where are you from?
Well, I'm from here. I went to Sylvan Hills High School, lived in Sherwood, graduated a long time ago, back in 1988. Went to Fayetteville, got a business degree, and my son also graduated from there a few years ago. So we're local.
Okay.
Been here our whole lives.
Live around here. Get everybody around here. Then that's good.
Yeah. We're duck hunters and crappie fishermen.
That's what I was going to say.
Deer hunters, and probably got more hobbies than I need. But we, in fact, Nathan's got a pretty big deer he killed this year. He's going to enter in the big buck contest
this Friday,
this weekend. Weekend.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. I put him on the stand, and I had the deer on camera, and I put him on the stand the afternoon of the first day of the season. He'd been too busy working at the shop, and he killed it within 15 minutes of the time he was sitting on the stand.
Man, what we do for our kids, David.
Right.
I mean, what we do for them. I
Right.
do the same thing with my son. He won't admit it, but he knows I'll put him in the right spot.
Oh, yeah. I think that afternoon I looked at him. I said, well, all this hard work I put in.
Yeah.
He just kind of rolled his eyes.
Yeah.
So, Nathan, you grew up, I guess, watching Dad do all the truck and trailer stuff, or what?
Yeah, I think I started, 13, 14 years old, where he slapped me on the back one morning that summer when school was over and goes, "You're coming to work with me." And a broom was stuck in my hand in 100-degree heat in the trailer shop, and
That'll separate you right
showing
there.
the ropes. Yep.
Yeah,
And I think we've got one or two guys that are still with us from the trailer shop days that taught me a lot of things I know now.
Was that your summertime job every summer?
Yes, it was. I'd say from 7 a.m. to noon, I'd work in the shop, and then go to football practice that afternoon every day of the week.
And then you went up to Arkansas.
Yeah. I went up to Fayetteville, graduated from the Dale Bumpers Ag Business College.
Nice.
Then kind of
You said, I'm not going back to that trailer shop, Dad.
Well, Fayetteville's a beautiful area. I really wanted to stay there. I had a lot of friends there, and worked out as a service manager for Firestone there, and then went into truck sales for Peterbilt at the Larson Group.
Yep.
And he gave me a call a couple of years after I'd been there and said, "Man, it's about time you come back." And I took over the service department for him, and it's been smooth ride since.
I hope you negotiated pretty good.
I told him what I needed. What it was gonna be.
He said, "Dad, this is what I'm gonna need. hold on now.
Right.
Let's talk about
you
that."
You see the opportunity. I mean, you got to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
That's good. kind of off, so we didn't even talk about it. What's it like working with your dad? What's it like working with your son?
You go.
A lot of people ask us that.
Do
There's
they?
a lot of people, you hear about it all the time. Oh, I couldn't work with my dad. You try. Everybody wants this. I think, was that Landman we were watching the other day, Jerry Jones line about, greatest thing in the world is to work with your kids. And, I mean, we both bounce ideas off each other. We've rarely get in disagreements. He listens to me. I listen to him. It works very smoothly.
It's more smooth than you would think. And my wife doing the books, people ask me the same question about that. I could never work with my wife. We're just not that way. We all have a common goal. We all treat each other with respect, and I think that's the key. Is treating your family and everyone with respect. But Nathan does stuff I don't want to do, and I do part of the business he doesn't want to do.
Can you leave it, the business at business, when you go home?
It's hard. It is hard, but
it's more just brainstorming. If we're at home talking about business, it's never in a bad light.
Right.
It's just what can we do to grow, little ideas we'd had, or videos we've seen of somebody doing something. It's that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We're kind of passionate about it.
Well,
I mean, it is kind of our, we enjoy what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy having the business. I enjoy working with my son. I enjoy working with my family. As we talked earlier, my daughter is an accountant here in town. I'd love to grow the business to the point where I'll need her one day to come in and work in the business. I hope that's what your independent contractors would see when they come visit us.
I know you have, but tell our listeners, you've worked with some Oakley ICs, hadn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Most recently, we did a big job, engine job for Chris Pons, who actually brought us in here to introduce us to y'all. I see Joe Williams in there all the time. He's real particular, wants everything right. He hears the smallest little noise, he's in there getting it fixed.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few over the years we see, maybe not every day, but coming in quite
What's
often.
your history with when you see an Oakley guy come in there, what do you think?
Well, I know that he's either loaded or needs to get loaded. So we need him out of the shop as quickly as possible.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good answer, Nate. That's right. That's what we want.
Yeah.
And professional. I would say the word that comes to mind when I see your guys is professional.
Yeah.
They always seem to be very well kept. There's a little certain mentality like I've got it's professional.
Good.
I would say would be the word that comes to mind.
Yeah, well, I agree. I believe that too. They do say they are like that. That's for sure. Let's talk about maybe some of the actual services that you offer, and maybe I don't know. Do y'all have a specialty, something that you really really good at, or you just offer everything?
Yes, we offer most services, anything from wheel seals and brake jobs all the way up to complete engine rebuilds. We're an independent shop, so we really have to work on pretty much anything that comes in the door.
Okay.
I've got mechanics with certified Cummins mechanics. I've got certified Detroit mechanics. We've got certified Volvo Mack mechanics. I think I'm one of the only independent dealers that I know of. We actually found a school in South Texas that allows people like me in my industry. Most of the time, independent dealers don't have a resource where they can send their mechanics to further their education and get them continuing education and certifications on engines. We do that. Every year we send our mechanics and try to get them more well-rounded and keep them up-versed on these engines are changing all the time. Yeah. You wouldn't think that, but the government maybe it'll change now a little bit, but they're.
Well, it really helps them with diagnosing the after treatment problems. And
after
stuff.
treatment for sure.
How to shortcuts you can take to find the problem faster than going through the whole 20 item list of what could be wrong with one check engine light.
Sure.
That's been the biggest return I've seen from my guys is their efficiency when it comes to repairing what the
They
actual
may think
problem
out of
is.
the box just a little bit.
Right. Yeah, and
I found that one of the biggest benefits me sending my mechanics to these schools and getting them additional education is the people they meet when they're there. Mm-hmm. They're meeting other mechanics from around the country, and they're getting them in their phones, and then there's a resource for those guys. They're sitting there and they know 5 guys, maybe in San Angelo or Atlanta or wherever they met a guy from, and say, hey, he was telling me he ran into this before, and they can pick their brain on different issues. So I guess especially is hard in this industry. But anything from wheel seals all the way up to complete engine rebuilds.
I always joke we can build a truck from the ground up.
There you go.
Just about. Yeah. There's nothing we won't touch on one.
I've touched about them all.
We don't really mess with tires.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're not. There's a tire shop next door. But we would encourage you guys. Like I said, we're right here. Come by, have a cup of coffee. Mm-hmm. Come in and visit with you. We talked about our goal here with Oakley is to become a resource for your independent contractors. Where if they break down in another city, in another state, that they know me, they know Nathan, they trust us, and they could pick up the phone and call us and say, hey, I'm broke down up here, or I've got my check engine light on, and they're telling me XYZ. What do you think? That would be the ultimate compliment.
Yeah.
To have a relationship with your drivers that they feel comfortable picking up the phone and giving myself or Nathan a call.
I get phone calls at least daily of somebody we've worked on in the past that's either got an OBD2 or 9-pin connector that tells them codes like just on the go real quick, and a lot of those aren't in depth, but they'll call me and I can type it in, at least read off what the code says might be wrong, going to give them an idea if they're going to make it back in, or if they need to stop right away, or if I've seen that code a bunch of times and don't think that it's that big a deal. That's a phone call I get all the time, and then just little stuff like that.
At Aero Truck Sales in Springfield, Missouri, they take the hassle out of buying and selling semi-trucks. No matter the manufacturer, the style of cab, or the type of engine under the hood, they can make you a fair offer on your semi-truck with no games or gimmicks. They carry trucks from all the major manufacturers in the trucking industry and perform a thorough inspection of every truck on their lot to ensure safety and quality and give you confidence that you're getting a reliable truck that will last you for years at a price that you can afford. Aero has partnered with Oakley Trucking and the Oakley Podcast for years and are proud to provide our owner-operators with trucks that meet Oakley's qualifications and each owner-operator's specific needs. So whether you're a first-time owner-operator or just looking for a change of scenery, give Keith Wilson a call at 573-216-6047 and let them know you heard it here on the Oakley Podcast.
You got any recent examples that maybe you've guy didn't know? He's been to several shops. He's at his last option, and he's hoping you guys can save the day.
That's almost a date. I mean,
daily
that's kind of
deal?
what I mean. That's kind of the MO for the way most of our jobs come in.
Okay.
I mean, we get a lot of it's roadside mechanics. The guy calls roadside mechanic shop A. The guy comes out there, takes the truck apart, and says, "Here, here's my bill for $1,500."
I don't know what's wrong.
I don't know what's wrong. Yeah. We get injector problems quite a bit, fuel system problems, especially on the Detroit engines. I would say are big with fuel problems. Of course, after treatment issues with all the makes and models.
I mean, that's a constant battle, isn't it?
Right.
Because I mean that's something we hear a lot from our owner operators, even with the newer trucks. And y'all work on old to new, doesn't matter?
Yeah, it doesn't. No.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're as apt to get a 1988 Peterbilt in as we are a 2023 International.
Now, let's say you get an old truck in there with no emissions. Do the mechanics fight over who gets to work on it?
Yeah.
Do they, Nathan?
Yeah.
I tell you, the customer we mentioned earlier, Chris's truck, it pulled in the parking lot, and I don't think there was a mechanic in there that wasn't going, "I'll do it."
Yeah.
Anything you want.
Yeah. They love the long nosed Pete's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Long and tall is every cowboy's dream.
Yeah.
Well, having a somebody like you were saying that you've built a relationship with, that they can trust and call you and you take it to them. I mean, I have that. I've probably mentioned this before in the podcast. I don't remember Annabelle, but I've got a guy down the street. It's a 2-man operation, small garage, Mace's garage there, and, man, he just takes good care of me. Now, a lot of stuff is right over my head when he tells me what all he's got to do, but, man, I trust him, to be able to take care of my vehicle and fix it like he would fix his, and that's what I think a lot of truck drivers are looking for, is that relationship.
And we try, you said going over your head on a lot of stuff, and that's why my favorite thing to do is if we find the problem, number one, most everybody can see how excited I am on my face when I'm telling them about it. It's like,
That's true.
It's a maze navigating all what one code could be wrong with the truck. And the techs are excited, we're excited, and I love, if you're there in the shop or if you're close by, I always try to get you up there to come look at it. Once you see what we found, why it happened, because not only is it important to know why something went wrong with your truck, it's important to know how to prevent it. And if you can know why it broke, you may be able to keep it going longer or know a maintenance interval to look out for that going bad again. That's really the most important thing.
Yeah, I bet when you find the problem, that is.
Yeah, it's kind of a eureka
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit a home run on that one for sure. You deal with warranty companies?
Yeah.
If guys have warranty, aftermarket warranties?
Yes, I'll deal with any of the big ones, the National Truck Protection or Premium 2000. Any of the other ones, I'm happy to do the grunt work of sending in the photos and filing the claim and making sure you get your end of the deal on it.
Yeah, that's good. I guess you feel like you're fair priced. That's what a lot of the truck drivers want to know. You fairly priced on your services?
We're significantly cheaper than any of the dealerships.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We're probably a little bit above, Joe Blow on the side of the road, or in a one-bay shop, but we're significantly below any of the dealerships in town. But yet we're still trying to strive to maintain the same level of service. We've got, I don't have the aftermarket, computer programs. We went out and actually bought the computer software, the same level, with the same level of technical support as the dealers have. And boy, he'll attest to this. That's so important today.
Yeah.
I mean, not having the right computer software and technical support behind you can get you going in the wrong direction. So anybody, you can sit there and talk about hourly rates all day long, but if you get a guy that doesn't know what he's doing and works on your truck for a week and doesn't get it fixed, it doesn't matter what his hourly rate is.
Yeah.
It's about getting these guys in, getting it fixed right, and getting them back out on the road.
And having that up-to-date equipment like you're talking about is a necessity.
And while you're talking about that, we discussed this, and something that we're excited to offer the Oakley independent contractors is that we don't, this is, I think, it would be a valuable tool for your guys and a valuable asset for them, is as part of our sponsorship with Oakley, any of your guys are welcome to come by, and we will hook up our computers to their trucks and read those codes for free.
Oh, nice.
You bet.
Oh, that is good, because that happens. I mean, we hear that every week. Got a light on, got to go shop, got a light on. So they can come to your place, and you'll read it and tell them what's going on.
Yeah, and that what I was telling you, the troubleshooting steps and
Yeah.
stuff like that, I can print off, when we look it up, it'll tell you what the steps might need to be done to do it or to fix the problem. And I can print that off if they want to try it themselves or want us to look at it, they'd at least see what we're working with, what it's going to take.
Yeah.
That's just.
That's probably
it's a quick deal.
Yeah, it's pretty good
all
value.
of our, computers are mobile. We can roll out there, hook up to it, and just show them what's going on.
Every shop in town that has this level of software charges a computer hookup or a technology fee. We will waive that for the Oakley driver.
Yeah, that's good of you. I appreciate that. Those guys will really appreciate that. Now, and you're also telling me, Nathan, about in certain situations, like if the truck won't move, you might come to Oakley Yard?
Yeah, Yard just up the road from us. Right. Obviously, everybody's had it happen. You go out that morning, start the truck up, lights on. if it'll move and make it, come on down. We'll hook you right up like we were saying. If you go to take off and it's telling you 5 mile an hour D rate or 50 mile an hour or something like that, we can run down here, hook up to it, and either clear it, maybe get you down there, or just assess the severity of it, so you don't have to just jump straight to a tow. I mean, that gets pricey.
Yeah, it does. Good. That's something to for our guys to know too, because that happens sometimes here in the yard. Something before we close out here. You guys been in a long time. What do you recommend any truck driver to do, especially owner operator? Any kind of preventive that you see daily, and you go, man, if y'all would just use some additive, if you would just get these filters cleaned every so many miles, it would prevent. What's your best suggestion there?
Well, and it comes to mind because it's a recent kind of discovery. We've got a good relationship with the dealers in town, and one of our Detroit dealers has brought to our attention that there's a fuel additive that I do keep in stock. It's blinking on me right now, but it has been saving these Detroit injectors, that whether debris or just buildup or little metal residue from the pumps, it's been saving them and keeping that high pressure fuel pump from going out. That's a big one. That's a very costly.
High pressure fuel pumps on Detroits are a problem.
Yes.
And because when they go out,
is that the one that sends the metal through the
whole
fuel
it's the glitter
system?
bomb. Yeah,
like
the glitter bomb.
The pickups too?
Yes.
It helps prevent that. Obviously, make sure your regens are going the way they should, completing. Don't ever turn them off. If y'all buy, or I know Aero Truck Sales is who y'all recommend to buy, used vehicles for guys. Get maintenance records from them if they've got them, and see when the DPF filters and SCR has been cleaned last, because most of the time, 200,000 miles, you're going to need to take that out and get it baked. And if you at least know when it was, you can prepare and save up for that, because it's not a cheap ordeal even as a preventative maintenance, because you do have to take them all the way out, bake them.
Nobody wants to do it,
but it needs to be done.
But it has to be done.
Otherwise, you end up with
instead of
soot-packed filters on the side of the road.
And instead of doing it with somebody trust right here down the road, you end up with downtime on the side of the road and who knows where, at the mercy of who knows whose shop, having to have it done. And we've got on the back of our computers at our counter, you will see we've got the recommended service intervals for every engine on cleaning the DPF filters. Again, the manufacturers of the engines absolutely tell you that's a regularly scheduled maintenance item that needs to be done. Does anybody do it? Not near as much as they should.
Well, I see all that stuff in the first time if I buy a new used car, and I look through that book, and it's got all these recommended services, the transmission, the blah, all this, and, just kind of close it, put it in the glove box.
Right. I get it.
I
do it too. We all do it.
And I don't do what I should do. But then Jeff at Mace's, he'll go, hey, Jeremy, you're about time. If I got one in there getting tires rotated or something, hey.
Yeah, there's a big difference. And, you're on the way to work in your pickup truck and you have an issue, then you're on the side of the road in El Dorado, Arkansas, and
flashing codes.
And you're derated to 5 miles an hour.
I don't know. That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah,
why they even make these trucks like, and they're getting tighter, aren't they? In 2027, do y'all know?
Well, there's a new sheriff in town. We'll see how.
Yeah.
Well,
all
that goes. That might have been executive ordered out today. We don't know.
I hope so.
Which is on the other side of that coin. We will work on any truck, any engine, whether it is still 100% EPA or not. So I just want to throw that out there that we're not scared to work on anybody's engine.
Right. Good.
Yeah, we've gotten pretty well versed on the Cascadia DT12 transmissions as well. I know a lot of shops won't mess with them. The automatics that Freightliner Cascadias have in them, if it doesn't say Eaton on it, it's a DT12, and we've gotten pretty good at those.
Have you?
A lot of your average shops are kind of steer away from them, because you need special software to hook up to them, but you're not stuck with just a dealer with those. We can work on them.
Are y'all, and this is probably a dumb question, automatics and manuals, are they, which one lasts longer?
Man,
there you go.
They all got clutches. They all go out.
They all.
Yeah, I guess so.
You can keep one going a little longer as a manual, just because you can work it and you can float it. But the automatics, I mean, if it goes out, it's just going to go out.
Yeah.
They're both, essentially the same transmission. They're manual transmission. One of them just has an automated clutch.
Gotcha.
And we have an in-house transmission and rear differential shop in our facility as well. So that is another tool at our disposal. Arkansas Transmission is actually in our building, and Mark Lockshaw runs that. And Mark has probably forgotten more about rebuilding transmissions and rear ends than anybody else in the state. So that's a good tool at our disposal as well.
Awesome.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
So I guess starting soon as this thing comes out, you need to be prepared to have have some customers. They just need to tell you they're with Oakley, which you'll see that with the trucks.
And if they, again, not only bring it in, we'll hook a computer up to it. I mean, if you got a weird noise, you got something you want us to look at. I mean, we're not gonna just get you in the shop and start billing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna take a look at it. We want to be an advocate, a friend, and we're not here to just rake the wool over your eyes. We want to come look at it and keep you going down the road.
Long-term relationships is what this business and this industry should be about, and that's what we're trying to build.
Well, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be that, and it's a great start at it right now. So
thank you.
I appreciate you guys sponsoring the Oakley podcast, and especially, you can tell. I mean, our listeners watch this; they can tell the sincerity out of you that and the passion you have to want to get them back on the road and do people right. Mm-hmm. It's like it ought to be. So,
absolutely.
Thank you guys for doing
you.
it. And,
appreciate you having us on.
I'm looking forward to the relationship. So.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for listening to the Oakley podcast. Every week, we appreciate it, man. We try to bring you some good content. I'm excited about this new relationship with these guys here at Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. We did mention where you were, didn't we? Exit 7 off 440.
540. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Exit 7 off of 440 bypass. Then as soon as you get, I mean, you can see you from 440.
I've got billboards, signs. We're right across the street from Truck Pro. I mean, literally right.
Yeah, right next to Truck Pro.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay,
yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening to the Oakley podcast. We'll talk to you next week.